Hey guys, it's Laurel and I'm back. Did you miss me? Of course you did. I am not very good at posting videos lately, but the videos are quality, aren't they? Let me know. I decided today is a day for tea. We've got new hair. We're dressing witchy. We're feeling cute. We're feeling powerful. Let's see some shit that you guys have assumed or currently assume about me that might actually hurt my feelings. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. I've done this challenge a few times before. It's been trending in the past where I ask you guys something that you've assumed about me in the past or currently assume about me, and I try to debunk that assumption. So let's just get into it. Y'all had some good ones. I assume that you're in your hot girl era every era. Actually, here's my thing. This is not even an assumption. I feel like that's just a compliment. But I am putting in this video because I have come to this realization recently that as I get older, as I learn more about myself and learning to love myself, and as I surround myself with more quality people and surround myself in love and creativity and inspiration, I am in my hot girl era, and it only gets hotter, okay? And I don't just mean physically. I mean, like, self-growth, man. That's the hottest thing a person can go through. Is hot and sexy to learn more about yourself and learn to love yourself and learn how to spread that love to people you care about. I looked at some old pictures of me, man, when I used to be in a really terrible headspace, and I used to really think that those were the pictures I needed to get back to. I needed to look like me before trauma and blah, blah, blah. But then I looked at them, a week or two ago, and I was like, man, like, I just look better now. Happier, healthier, more in my element, more in my style. I know myself more, and I love that. I love that even though I'm getting older, and I was so scared of getting older, I'm just getting better and cooler and more interesting, and my younger self would have looked up to me, and that's really sick. I assume that you like pineapple on pizza. I don't mind it. I just have to be in the mood for it. I hate the debate. I think that debates about food are just unfair because everybody scientifically just has different taste. Pineapple on pizza is fine. Ding, 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 ding. I assume that you definitely wear 32 layers when it's 40 degrees out. I am going to combat this with, I was raised in the Midwest. My, most malleable years of my life, I lived in a city that held the record for longest amount of days with snow on the ground in America. For years. It held that title for a very long time. I could deal with cold when I lived there because I was used to it. Now I live in Texas. I feel like a lot of people judged me during the Texas freeze 2 years ago because they're like, you're from Nebraska. You should know how to handle this. Bestie, first and foremost, the longer you live somewhere, the more you get used to that kind of weather. So I'm not going to fight y'all on this, okay? I wear layers when it's 90 to 100 degrees out. Y'all see this outfit that I wore when I went to go see Ethan Crank Gameplay's show? It was I feel like it was 90 degrees that day. And I wore this and I was sweating my ass off. And that's because I'm a goth bitch. I'm an alternative bitch, okay? It's just cuter to layer clothes on top of clothes and layer accessories on top of accessories. It's just cuter. So fine, your assumption is right. Ding, 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 ding. But it has nothing to do with the cold. I assume that you watch Bob's Burgers because you sound like Louise from Bob's Burgers. I've watched Bob's Burgers. I like the show. I haven't seen every single episode. I still haven't seen the movie. I would like to. But I didn't start watching it because I sounded like Louise. I just get that comment a lot on TikTok, and I take it as a huge compliment because I think Kristen Scal is very talented, and I love that I kind of sound like her when I get angry. I don't think I sound like her normally. I really only think I sound like her when I yell. But so yeah, I think that assumption was true. Ding, 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 ding. I assume that you eat the cream out of the middle of the Oreo first. I do with ice cream sandwiches. I like to lick the cream. This question got real sexual and it wasn't supposed to. I like to lick the side of the cream inside the ice cream sandwich until my tongue kind of just doesn't reach the cream on the inside anymore. This is on the internet forever, huh? I like to dip my Oreos in peanut butter and then I dip it in milk. It's one of the only things that I actually will eat milk with or drink milk with. I don't like milk, but with Oreos, I will drink milk and dip them in peanut butter. Thanks, Parent Trap. You really hit the gold mine with that. And now I recommend it to everyone. So, nah, not a correct assumption. Get fucked. I'm sorry, that was unnecessary. I assume that it takes a while for you to let people in. I think this is true. Ding, ding, ding. I do think this is true, and I don't think it used to be that way. Being neurodivergent, being autistic, we tend to have a hard time not to overshare. That's not something all neurodivergents go through, but a lot that I am friends with go through that. And I am an oversharer. I literally talk about myself on the internet. But when it comes to like actual like connection and intimacy, it takes a lot for me to trust you enough, to feel comfortable with you enough to let you in that way. And that doesn't just mean romantically, because I am a firm believer that platonic intimacy is important in friendships. But I'm slowly getting better at it. But I do think it's important to protect your peace and your safety in that way, and to not let people in too quickly, because some people will take advantage of that. It's sad, but it's true. I assumed that you realized very quickly and at a young age that you were bisexual. Let me tell you guys a few stories. First time I ever kissed a boy, I didn't enjoy it, and I immediately thought that I was a lesbian. And that was freshman year of high school. Then I kissed him more and realized that we were just both bad at kissing, and then I realized that I did like it once we kind of figured it out. 6th grade, I went on a field trip with my class, and there was a girl that I had become close friends with, and man, this is so cheesy, but in all of my years having crushes on people, I have only ever felt the world move in slow motion and act like a movie music video montage, and it was with this girl. And I remember thinking in my gut, being like, that's not real. That can't be me. I'm not like that. I was raised in a conservative city, and being gay was not normal or okay, and and I thought wrong things, and it made me push that shit down. And I forgot that I felt that way about this girl until I was 23, and we were talking on stream about these moments that I had where I should have realized I was gay, and it just kind of reminded me of this day. And I'm sad because I could have discovered it so early. But any time that I had moments where I thought it, I pushed it so deep down because I had internalized homophobia. So no, I didn't discover I was bisexual early. I didn't even think of it as an option. Even when I was surrounding myself with bisexual friends, I didn't consider it an option until I was at least 22, 23, 24. And man, oh man, do I regret it. I regret it. Wrong assumption. Sorry, besties. I assume that you know how to play piano. I originally assumed that you knew how to play ukulele, but then I saw you play it on stream. I do play ukulele. I'm self-taught. I can't play ukulele when I have my nails done, and I just got my nails done. Otherwise, I do a little ditty, but I can't. But I did, yes. Ding, ding, ding. I did learn how to play piano at a very young age, but also, wrong assumption, because I don't still play it, and I don't think I remember any of it. It would probably be really embarrassing, and I'd probably just do a little dink, dink, dink with my 2 fingers. I assume that you never struggled to find a cute outfit. Everything you wear looks adorable. You guys are being too nice to me. Thank you. But I'm gonna say, wrong assumption. Every single time I make an outfit, it's a struggle, and I love that. Ever since I've realized that I'm neurodivergent, I think that I'm learning that my special interest is style and clothing. I love making an outfit. My whole For You page on TikTok is just people building outfits, and I love building a fit myself. I could sit in my closet for an hour just playing around with pieces until I discover something. I do my best to not wear the same outfit more than once. I try to take pieces from each outfit and mix and match them as much as possible. So I'll wear pieces of clothing many times, but I like to make them look different every time. It's bad. It's an addiction. I love clothes. I can spend hours making one outfit, and it is a struggle, but it's a struggle I enjoy. You assume that I am a creature of habit. I think that's normal for people with ADHD and autism. I am definitely a creature of habit. I can't stick to a routine, but I will do things the same way every time I do them. And I know my favorite foods at favorite restaurants, and I always order the same meal. And I know how I like to get ready for the gym. And I know how I like to get in the zone for a stream. And I know where and what I want to do when I take my dog out for a WALK. She's sleeping, it's fine. So yes, ding, 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 that's a correct assumption. I assume that you enjoy the small moments in certain situations with people that you care for. I don't fully understand what you're saying here, but I think you're trying to say something along the lines that, like, I don't need to spend a lot of time with my friends. I can enjoy even small little moments with my friends. And I would say, ding, 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 that's true. I just love being around people I love. I could be in the same room with people I care about and we don't even have to talk. If we're both like scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through TikTok, working. Literally last night, I was in a Discord call with my streamer friend Beeps, and we were both working on 2 separate things. I love that kind of shit. I just like parallel play. I think that's what some people would call that. Or body doubling. ADHD. I think that because of your personality, people assume that you're taller than you really are. That is something I want to ask you guys. Y'all let me know. In the comment section below, tell me how tall you think I am, and I will give you a moment. And now I'll tell you. I'm 5'5". Were you guys guessing that I was taller than that or smaller than that? Do I have tall person energy? Let me know. I assumed that you were an alto. I'm curious, the person who assumed this, when you met me. Was it via stream this year? Was it via stream 5 years ago? Was it via YouTube 10 years ago? I'm very curious because my voice has changed so much over time. I mean, I talk higher because I had to learn how to do that after I had a vocal cord injury. Before my vocal cord injury, I was a belter. I was a mezzo-soprano. Nowadays, I'm just learning to get the strength back everywhere. I need to learn to get the strength back in my head voice and all that jazz. So I definitely don't consider myself a soprano anymore. I think I'm just less strong of a mezzo because I don't know if I'm an alto either. So that's I don't know if your assumption's correct. I'm still learning. I assumed based on your voice that you were older. So I assume that you probably found me via some of my friends' streams and hearing me in like Among Us lobbies or something. And that's fair. I've been told that I sound like Mila Kunis via voice chat. Chris has told me that. A few other people have told me that. I think Ethan told me that once. I think that when I'm even keel, I can sound like Mila. But when I'm angry, I sound like Kristen Scal. There's really no in between. But I'll take it. I think it just depends on my mood. I've always been told I have an old soul. But you already debunked this thing. Once you realized my age, you realized that was a wrong assumption, so. Sorry, bestie. I assume that you're awkward flirting with women. Ding, 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 ding. Women are pretty and I don't deserve them. They're just too powerful. Men are so easy. They're so easy to flirt with, and I've done it for so long. You know, women are too cool. They're just... And same with non-binary people. I get so nervous around confident non-binary people. Oh my God. Anyway, I went somewhere else for a second. I think that you make friends easily. Like making friends in a bathroom when you're drunk energy. Ha ha ha. Okay. When I'm drunk, ding ding ding, I can be friends with anyone. If I'm drunk or high, I make all the friends. I'm like... extroverted, I'm cooler than I actually am, I'm personable, I've got all the riz, man. When I'm sober, I don't think so. Not so much. I get too in my head. But I am going out with some friends tonight, so I am definitely gonna go make some friends in that gay bar bathroom because they're genderless bathrooms and I always have the best time in them. That sounded weird. But you undermeant what I stood. You know what it means. If you've ever been to a gay bar, you know what it means.
I assume that you pretended to watch anime.
I assume that you think all men finish last. I hate the brand of people. It's usually men though, but I hate the brand of people that see a girl online who's confident within her sexuality, her body, her style, who likes something and they say,
you probably don't actually like that thing. You're too good looking to actually like something.
You know, or
you're just making money off of it because it's easy and it's a target audience.
Bro, you sound like you're up on a high horse. I'm sorry, anime's great and I do love it, but it's not that special to be into it. Everybody likes anime nowadays. And if they don't, then they don't because everybody's hobbies are different. Chill. I bet if you don't talk like this, you might actually get a girlfriend someday. Maybe. Maybe. They also left me another assumption that was like,
I assumed that you gave white woman Instagram by Bo Burnham energy.
Just say that you hate women. I got another assumption that says tall in all caps and spaced out. Tall. Why do you guys think I'm tall? That's so funny. I assume that you're a baddie. It's okay. I know I'm right. Also, the most wholesome of humans. Why are you guys being so nice to me? Thank you. I don't think I'm a baddie. I think I dress like a baddie, but I have soft girl energy. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I love that about me. I've got layers. Ogres have layers. I assume that you had a musical theater phase. Bestie, it was never a phase. So I'm still in it. Just because I had a vocal cord injury didn't make me any less of a musical theater nerd and enthusiast and wannabe performer, Broadway performer. That is a dream of mine. I would love to. My dream shows include Little Shop of Horrors, Into the Woods, Legally Blonde, Next to Normal. I assume that you've always had a large circle of friends, even as a kid. Ooh, this is a super wrong. Super duper wrong. I actually never really had friends growing up. I was always the kid that could entertain themselves by themselves in their playroom. I didn't have a playroom. We had a basement where all of our toys were. And I would never play with people. I had a few friends in my neighborhood that I would sometimes hang out with, but I never like really reached out to them. They would usually come reach out to me. And I've always been like that. Until like the past 2 years, I would usually only have like 1 or 2 best friends at a time. And they were my only friends. I wouldn't have like a big group of friends. I'd have acquaintances. But that was the product of how I was raised and how my mother taught me to treat other women, which was not nicely. I didn't see much outside of my own world for a very long time. And then in the most recent years, since I've gone through therapy and like learning about myself and learning about my autism and all that, like my friends went from being low quantity but being quality, and now they're just quality and quantity, and they're all great. And I'm surrounded by incredible people that I know and that I really know and that I really care about, and I do my best to balance socially. While this was a not correct assumption, I am grateful the journey and growth that I have made in the past few years. My friends are pretty freaking cool, I'll say it. I assume you have 5,000 D&D character ideas, but no one to play with. This is incorrect. It's incorrect. I usually don't think of character ideas until I know who's in the party I'm playing with and what the kind of campaign is. Because I like to choose a character that's either going to be a detriment to the kind of mission we're on, or the comic relief, or the character that is the leader type. I like to hear what everybody else is doing and then fill a role that isn't already being filled. Because I learned the hard way in a campaign once that I wanted to play a specific character. She was going to be shy, and she was going to be anxious and nervous and, you know, just like helpful, but like really soft-spoken. But I was put in a campaign where everybody wanted to be the soft-spoken character and somebody needed to be the leader. So I was forced to kind of change my character on the spot just so that the story could move forward. So now I allow my characters to be more flexible in growth and personality to fit the ability to create a real narrative. As far as having parties to play with, I have a one-shot in the works on Daydreamer Dan's channel. I also am doing a one-shot IRL with some of my friends that is not going to be streamed. It's just going to be fun. Also, the group that I do March on Fae Wonder with is confirmed for a season 2. So I actually have a lot of people to play games with. It's just all about getting everybody ready in the same room, especially content creators. It's hard to get all of our schedules perfect together. You're wrong, bestie. You're wrong. I assume that you have a lot of dirt on people. I've been in the world of content creation for 11 years. I have learned that you really need to learn how to read and trust content creators. I've learned that the hard way a few times. Whether I've kept dirt on those people or not is unknown. There are people that I have crossed paths with that I no longer interact with. And that's really what is most telling, I feel. Because there are bad people in this job. Just like there's terrible people that are in acting. A lot of famous people and a lot of rich people don't stay rich or stay famous without doing some bad things. Just know that all I'm trying to do every day of my life is surround myself with quality people who I trust. But I'm also human. And I also make mistakes. All right, and this is the last one, I think. I assume that you are an angry crier. And then in parentheses, they say, I am too, LOL. I am a emotions crier. If I feel any emotion strongly, I cry. And I think that's on trauma. I'm not super sure. Or maybe it's on autism. I don't know. I get really angry, I cry. Ding, ding, ding. I get really happy, I cry. I feel really excited about something, I cry. I get really nervous about something, I cry. I'm extremely unsure of what my emotion is, but I'm feeling it very strongly, I cry. It's really frustrating, actually. Like, I know that crying is healthy. I know that it's lengthening my life because it is good for de-stressing. It's good for you. It is good for you to cry. I'm fully aware of that. But you know how many arguments people have just tuned me out for because as soon as I get like too heated on a subject, I'm crying? Too many. Society needs to flip their narrative on crying because lots of people, as soon as tears come, they just tune people out. And I'm so used to being tuned out, let me tell you. Anyway, y'all, I love doing these. I don't know why, but they feel kind of cathartic. It's fun to like see how you guys perceive me. Thank you guys so much for participating in that. If you guys had an assumption that showed up in this video and you're excited about it, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. If you guys stuck around for this whole video and you're not already subscribed but you enjoyed it, consider hitting the subscribe button, maybe hit the bell button so that you can see when I have new videos go live. There's this new fun glitch on YouTube where sometimes new videos don't show up on our profiles, so that bell button's gonna help a lot so you don't miss our content. Also, if you like my content and you're not already following me other places outside of YouTube, I post on all of these places and they're really cool and fun, and I work really hard to make sure I'm getting you guys consistent content in all of them. So consider doing the thing. Thank you guys so much for being patient as we bust out some leftover, spillover Halloween content from before Halloween. And thank you guys for just being you. I adore you. And I hope that you're having a really good day. Okay, I'll see you guys on the YouTubes later. Let's debunk some assumptions together, friends.